Ironically, Africa is still being put on watch for not quickly transitioning to green energy when the rest of the world is. This is despite Africa being the least contributor of greenhouse emissions. However, not all leaders in Africa are taking this Western criticism when they know how much these natural resources mean to them and the rest of the world at the most crucial hours of need. Hey, call me Louis. This is my spot. LuiSpot. We begin with Ghana President. In 2021 World Climate Summit, Ghana President eloquently made it clear that Ghana will not be punished for the sins of the world and will continue to exploit their almighty given natural resources.
Even though we in Africa are the least of the contributors to this phenomenon, responsible for less than 4% of the global volume of carbon emissions, we suffer the most because our agrarian and resource-driven economies are peculiarly susceptible to the effects of climate change, and our capacity to withhold its shocks is weak. Agriculture, water, energy, and the extraction of mineral resources are essential drivers of developments in our countries, but at the same time are characteristically sensitive to changing climate. The African Development Bank has stated that the continent will need some $3 trillion United States dollars in mitigation and adaptation by 2030 to enable us implement our nationally determined contributions. The obvious question arises as how do we in Africa finance these commitments, especially as our socio-economic development continues, unfortunately, to be low. The Almighty has blessed our lands with abundant natural resources, and it would be wholly unfair for the world to demand that Africa abandons the exploitation of these same resources needed to finance our development and help us to cope better with the threat of climate change at a time when many countries on the continent have only just discovered them. The development and industrialization of the wealthy nations of today were also hinged on the exploitation of their natural resources. This development came at the expense of pollution and the emission of greenhouse gases. Even today, the Western world is responsible for 76% of carbon emissions. Those same nations are, however, insisting that we abandon the opportunity for rapid development of our economies. That would be tantamount to enshrining in the global community inequality of the highest order, a totally unacceptable conclusion.
In 2022 South Africa, at the height of the Ukraine war, miles-long fleet of trucks carrying coal was spotted heading to Richards Bay port for the European Union market amid the energy crisis. Funny because Europe is known to favor clean energy and always puts pressure on the rest of the world to clean energy transition. Now, United States wants to pay $8 billion as announced by Joe Biden to shut down South Africa's coal power plants.
At the G7 meeting earlier this year, we announced our intention to collectively mobilize $600 billion in the next 5 years. Today's announcement joined a portfolio of Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment projects already underway in Africa, including mobilizing $8 billion in public and private finance to help South Africa replace coal-fired power plants with renewable energy sources and develop cutting-edge energy solutions like clean hydrogen.
This is the response of South Africa's Deputy President, Paul Mashatile.
We will use our coal. And let me qualify what I mean by that. We have coal-fired power stations. Now, when we transit to clean energy, a just transition, people say we must close down our power stations. We don't have a problem there with that, but we're not going to close them now. We're not going to close them now. we are going to close them slowly. So what we're going to do, we are going to check this one can still give us megawatts, whether it's 1,000. We keep it. We keep it. If it needs to be fixed, we fix it, so that we get the necessary electricity that we need to power our own economy. Not that we are resisting to go where everybody's going, but I said when I was addressing business people on Friday last week that we can't be expected to transition in the dark. We can't do that. Yes, we are going there, but we can't transition in the dark. So we have power stations that we can still use. Let's use them. But there's something else we can do. Those who are worried that we want to pollute, let me tell you what we can do. I read that recently Japan said they introduced for their coal a technology for what they call clean technology for coal, so that they can't be seen to be polluting a lot. I actually saw that technology in China as well. So it's there. So as we use our coal-fired power stations, we can mitigate pollution through this technology, rather than running away and say, valane, 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 valane. So we're not going to close. We will close slowly, at our own pace, not at the pace of the big brothers somewhere. You know the big brothers. And Bona, they are not closing. No, but they are asking us, Valan. So we are saying, no, we are not going to do it. We will do it at our own pace. And the president has said this. I thought maybe they thought we are joking. The president said we will do this at our own pace, taking into account our own interests. And what are our interests is to ensure that we have enough energy for our people.
So, what do you all think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Otherwise, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment if you have any other thing to say, and share. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you're new and want more videos like this. Until next time, peace out.